How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my channel, and this is Mafia 3 Definitive Edition. And today we're going to be doing the third and final episode of Gunfire Echoes Through Loyalty. This is the second to last story mission in the game. And then after this, we have the final confrontation with the Borgia family. So let's just get right into it. All right, so we just got the call from Lucy. She says she has some information for us about where we can find Sal. Now she tells us to meet her at an old family estate just outside of the city limit. Now, it's a little bit of a walk from the car to the house. You can see there are some enemies that we need to take out, but they are pretty much defenseless against us. We just got all kinds of weapons now, thanks to the new update. So we're gonna just run up on these guys and mow them down. Now, once they're all dead, we can go and talk to Lucy, who is very thankful that we came to help her, and she finally reveals where we can find Sal Macanti, the guy we've been searching for the whole game. Turns out he was taken to an abandoned slaughterhouse on the docks. So that's where we're heading next. But before we do, she wants to introduce us to somebody else. So she introduces us to this woman over here, Gabriella, who is apparently one of the founding members of the family business, which means she's either really old or she's a vampire because, damn, she looks ancient. But anyways, she tells us that we should take this letter directly to Don Soleri himself. She says he will know what it means. So we're going to put that in our pocket and then head out to the slaughterhouse. On the way there, there's a couple more enemies that try to stop us. But again, no match for our firepower. There is actually one more group of enemies right over here by the pier that we have to take out. And then once they're gone, we can drive up to the slaughterhouse, which is supposedly where Sal is being held. Now we can approach the building two different ways. We can either go through the front door or we can go down by the docks and enter through this other door over here. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the front door because I'm feeling crazy. As soon as we step inside, though, we get ambushed by some enemies. But again, no big deal. We just kill them all and then proceed deeper into the slaughterhouse. So I'm going to go ahead and blow open this door and just keep going forward. Gonna go ahead and make our way downstairs. We're going to have another firefight with some enemies. But while we're making our way through this slaughterhouse, we can actually see that there are all these meat hooks hanging from the ceiling and there is blood everywhere. It's clear that whoever is running this place isn't very nice. Oh, and not to mention this huge meat grinder over here. Things are starting to get a little bit creepy. So let's just finish off these enemies and then get to the bottom of this floor. All right. So we just got to the bottom of the floor and we re-gone. Nah, go ahead and turn around and face the camera and that's our first coup scene. So basically, after we enter the building, our phone starts ringing and it's actually Rick from the fairgrounds. He tells us that he found another one of our siblings. She was being held captive at an apartment building downtown. And of course, we immediately rushed to go save her. So we re-gone. Nah, go ahead and get out of here and then head back to the city. Okay? So we just arrived at the apartment complex. The lady at the front desk tells us that we need to go to the rooftop to find Rick. So we're going to go ahead and take the elevator up to the roof. Now, when we get up here, there is a couple of enemies that we have to take out. But they don't put up much of a fight. They just kind of surrender immediately. So we're going to go ahead and make our way farther up onto the roof. And then once we get up here, we can see that there's a helicopter waiting for us. Now we get a choice here to either take the helicopter or to drive to the meet point instead. I'm going to go ahead and take the helicopter. Now, when we get up close to the helicopter, we're going to get another prompt to either talk to Rick or to board the helicopter. I am going, nah, go ahead and talk to Rick and then board the helicopter and then we re-gone, nah, take off and fly away. So when we get back to the house, we're going to get another koozie. So our sister is very happy to see her. She tells us that she was almost done with art school when the family kidnapped her and forced her into becoming a member of the family business. But luckily, Rick found her and rescued her before we had to come and do it ourselves. But she still feels like she has something to prove to us. So she asked if she could come along on our final mission. We're going to say yes, of course, because we would never leave a family member behind. So we re-gone, nah, go ahead and equip our flamethrower. Because we re-gone, nah, need it for this next mission. Now we have one more thing to do before we can confront the Borgia family. We have to go and visit our old friend Cassandra. So we're going to go ahead and drive down to the pier where we first met her. Now, when we get there, it turns out that she's already waiting for us. She says that she knew we were coming. She also tells us that she est leaving New Orleans because she go and live in the same town as the family without wanting to carve their faces off. So we re-gone. Nah, say goodbye to her, and she is gone. Nah, wish us luck on our final mission. But before we do anything, I want to show you guys the new customization options that they added for both the weapons and for the cars. So, for the weapons, they actually gave us the ability to paint them whatever color we want. So if we go over to our guns, we can see that I already painted the shotgun gold. But you can see there's a lot of different options here. So we can go ahead and click on any of these guns, and then we can go over to the Customize tab. And then we can change the color here. You can see there's all kinds of different colors that we can choose from. So we can make them pink. We can make them green, blue, purple, orange, yellow, red, black, white, gray, dark gray. There's just so many different colors that we can choose from. So if we go ahead and select a pistol, we can make this one red so we can change the color of every single gun in the game. They also added the ability to change the color of your cars now. So if we go to our garage, you can see I have this car here. But if we go to Customize and then click on the body, we can change the color of the car here. So I can make this one red. We can go ahead and change this one to black. I can make this one white, blue, green, purple, pink. There's so many different colors that we can choose from here. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they added this feature in. Now we re-gone. Nah, go ahead and get into the car and then head over to the docks. When we get there, we're gonna park the car and then start the koozie. So we re-gone, nah. Go ahead and walk down the pier. And we re-gone, nah. Reach the end. And then start another koozie. So we re-gone, nah. Jump into the boat and then we re-gone, nah. Have to aim the boat at this yellow marker over here to trigger the next part of the koozie. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and ram the boat into the dock. After the cutscene ends, we re-gone, nah, get our first look at the new ending for Mafia 3. And turns out that we made it. So we just got home. We're gonna go ahead and get out of the car and then start the final koozie. So after everything is said and done, we re-gone, nah. Go ahead and sit down next to our father, and then we re-gone, nah. Fade to black, and then we're gonna wake up in heaven. We're gonna look down and see our mother, father, and sister. We re-gone, now say hello to them, and then they re-gone, nah. Tell us that we finally home. Then we're gonna fade to black again. We're gonna wake up and we're gonna realize that it was just a dream. We re-gone now, look down and see that we have our hand on our flamethrower, and then we re-gone now, look up and see that there is a bright light above us. Then we're gonna turn around and see the rest of the gang standing behind us. They're gonna ask us if we're ready, and then we're gonna say yes. Then we're gonna have one final firefight with the Borgia family. So that's gonna be the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.